Welcome back, everyone. It's chapter review 1164. We are ready for this. We are so ready for this. We even predicted like how it was going on, like how it was gonna end, like how it was gonna be. We predicted everything. We are so ready for this, but like it still did not stop the shock, the tears, the sadness. Yeah, let me get the quick stuff out of the way first. We see everything is going crazy, of course. They are trying, the Celestial Dragon is trying to escape. Rayleigh asks about Roger, and we see we see Shanks sleeping in the treasure chest with one of Roger's crewmates holding the chest, and they are going back to the ship. We also see Ganzui, Shiki, and Captain John. It seems like Shiki's running away with the chest. But there's like, if you remember, guys, there is the headband, head, hand, yeah, that Buggy has. It's Captain John's treasure. But like we see here, Captain John did not collect anything from God Valley. Maybe there is something he did before. Like he has Kid's Devil Fruit. He can collect stuff and easily. Maybe he could escape, steal the chest from Shiki, and escape, and then hide somewhere, then die. How does Bug even know about that? So, of course, we know these both die, Ganzui and Captain John. Shiki dies later. We see Kuma trying to save more people. I think he teleported Genie and Ivankov away before he went to save Blackbeard and his mom. I forgot her name already. All right, now we're done with the small stuff. Let's get into the bigger picture, but before that, I want to talk about Dragon. Everyone is looking at the scene, and it's reminding of the part with Luffy in Shabonji when he could not save anyone. It's the same pose, the same regret. He could not save them. I want to see his backstory so much. Like, I think, I think this is a big and huge moment for Dragon with his character development, as we've seen with Luffy. Jinbe saved Luffy, but who saves Dragon right now? I want to know. I want to flashback. This man is just. He was so devastated. He couldn't save anyone. The first baby flew away. The second just crawled into a chest. I mean, either way, you were going to give in to the Marines. They would just get him back. Like they can't do anything. What's his story? What's his stance? What could he gained from God Valley? Have he seen Emu? I doubt he have seen Emu. I'm but pretty sure he knows. He knows there is something. Maybe Carp told him, maybe not. It's just so sad. Plus, this is going on while everything else is going on, and this is just a small page. You wouldn't like if you did not read this chapter twice, if you did not see theories, if you did not like watch people, you would not even notice. Like, yeah, okay, Dragon's is sad. Let's go next. What's gonna happen to? Nah, nah. This scene is a huge. This scene is a huge. It is or less equivalent to that scene with Luffy and Shabondi. Also, that's it for Dragon. A quick reminder for everyone: Dragon saved Koma and Shanks. Koma saved Luffy. Shanks saved Luffy. Koma saved almost everyone on this island. Also, he saved Blackbeard with Luffy. So he saved Davies well, and he saved Joy Boy. Like this man, Koma, bro, he's 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 the sun in this story. Yeah, yeah, he's the sun in this story. Uh, so when he saved Blackbeard, Emo thinks they are dead, of course, because they just disappeared. Then Koma disappears himself as well. He teleports himself as well. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Of course, we see Domi Reversi, Rox, Emu, and everyone is watching like they don't understand what's going on. They're like, okay, all these attacks did nothing. Roger calls it the spider thing. I mean, it's you could see still see Saturn's head and body parts, but Emu's not regenerating, or she doesn't want to. Maybe Rox is like, you shouldn't underestimate humans. Davy Jones was the previous king of the king of the previous world. So as we know, there is three words. This is the third one. So Davy D Jones was the king of the second world. But what is Emu even? Like, was she the ruler of the second world, or what, or not, or just behind the scenes? We know there is 20 kings for the world government, and one left. The Nefertari family left. Is Emu? We know Emu is from the 20, but like, is Emu like an official, or a takeover? You could see this story. You could uh, you could apply this to how Doflamingo took over Dressrosa. You could see the similarities. Was she from the first world? She should be from the first world. Also, Emeth, the robot in Egghead, he was apologizing to Joy Boy for not being able to make him a king. Is Davy D. Davy D. Jones Emeth himself, like soul transplant or stuff? You know how I was talking about that last review. Like maybe Rox's soul is in Blackbeard's body. If you guys ever noticed or ever come across some theories talking about Blackbeard's teeth, Rox's teeth, like he has full teeth. Blackbeard, wait, as a kid, does he? Can we see his teeth as a kid? No, no, we don't. So Blackbeard in the manga, in the official. release, like the completed release. We see him change his teeth changes like 3 times over. Once it's full, the other it's like missing 3 teeth. Next is like missing five, something like that. Maybe yes, maybe no. So was David D. Jones, did he wanted to make Joy Boy the king, but he was Domi reversed. He was uh, like he was taken over from a demon, which is Emu. But then Emu saying like he was never a king. Was he kind, bro? Was he kind? Like maybe he was a kind king. Okay, maybe really he was a kind king. That Wrench was never king. Maybe he was a kind king, and just like uh, the king of the Rosa. Rosa. Just like Riku. Dude, this just needs your brain to work, okay? When Pika was talking to King Riku, he said, like, you are not a real king, you're a fake. Tofi is the real king. And guys, everything is just a smaller part of One Piece. So maybe you could take this and put it here. King Riku was a great king for many people, but like for the evil, the Doflamingo family, he was not a king. He was just a weak human. He could not save anyone. He could not do anyone. Maybe David E. Jones was something like that. He was a kind king. He could he couldn't rule as much as bad as Emu does. So that's why she sees it like, okay, he was not a real king. Screw that guy. Maybe Emu was an underling for David E. Jones. Okay. So she saw greatness in him, but then he did not do the bad things that she wanted him to do. Dude, I'm just making up stuff right now, but like you can see it, okay? It happens. The storyline, yeah, it makes sense. Then some darkness came, Emu gained this power, then she did something to David E. Jones. Uh, without power, then he betrayed Joy Boy. But like, of course, what? Then she took over. Rook says you shouldn't be afraid. She's been afraid of Joy Boy. She's been afraid of Davy. She's been afraid of the D clan. No, well, not so much. Like I see it, she's afraid of the Davy clan more than the D clan. I mean, they're both D. But like, what's the difference even? What's the difference between the Davy clan and the D clan? The Davy is from the D clan, but what's the? It's a Joy Boy is from the D clan or the Davy clan. I'm confused. And of course, she's scared of the inherited will and fulfilled the promise. We saw Rock saying last chapter that promises are meant to be kept. What did he mean by that? What promise was it? There is a promise maybe between Davy and Emu we don't know about. She's going around slaughtering the Davies because of that promise, but she's not trying as hard for the Joy Boy. Yeah, until he appeared in Elbaf right now. Then he says, I wonder who scares you the most, David E. Jones or Joy Boy. And that may be a trick question, you know, because before that he was saying that it is just a name, David E. Jones. So maybe he's like mockingly asking about the name. Which name scares you the most? David G. Jones or Joy Boy? Or maybe he's really just asking David G. Jones or Joy Boy. But like she says if she kills him, if she eradicates the Davy clan, Joy Boy would never appear. Why is that? Seize this babble, they shall never resurface as long as Do fades into oblivion. Not just Joy Boy, like Davy D. Jones as well will not appear. Is it something about the Davy clan? Are they connected to the prophecy? Is the prophecy like if you guys remember in the second word maybe it was said in the mural it was said that they never met the second word and in the third word they will meet. So maybe Emo is based on that she's assuming like the prophecy if it needs to be fulfilled one of them has to exist. No, if it does not need to be fulfilled one of them have to not exist. So if one does not exist the other wouldn't because the prophecy would not work that way. So maybe it's about Joy Boy and David E. Jones, or maybe others tricking us. They're the same person. David E. Jones was the first the first Joy Boy, but like different nicknames. Moose says she found the perfect soldier. It's Herald, our favorite giant. And of course, we know what happens. He's gonna get Domireversied. Probably gonna be like as it happened with Zebek. He's gonna telepathically tell his subordinates to kill him. So it does. Then Loki comes in. He kills them too because they killed his dad. But then he understands what's happening because maybe Moo's there. Maybe someone did that to Harold. But like, is the factor anger in here? Like, she's trying to anger Rox by saying that. Then he gets angry. Of course, the goat. Why you still care about Harold, bro? Maybe Harold is his only friend, like besties. But his crewmates are just colleagues, kind of thing. So he says Harold wants peace. Of course, we know that. Moo's it's perfect opportunity for Moo to strike. A souvenir displayable may never appear again, she says. Like, yeah, true, true, true. But Loki is gonna solve our issues. So there was something they were talking about Harold making a mistake in the before the flashback in Milbuff. What was Harold's mistake? Maybe it was just like he did not follow orders. He did not want to make Elbath. a slave country for the world government. Maybe they wanted him to join a fight, but he refused. So Emu striked, turned him, Domi reversed him. Then it ends for her there. Shanks knew something. Shanks knew something was going on. That's why he was there. Like he was too late. After completely turning Zebek, she throws him down, says, "Put an end to Davy's dream." What is Davy's dream? We don't know anything about Davy's dream. Maybe it's related to the promise. I saw the official release. Zebek was talking as if the promise was between them, not in general. Zebek falls down. Kaido, slap. Big Mom, slap. Then he hits Whitebeard. I think Whitebeard smashed into the rock of God Valley, one of the mountains, and it falls down. Or maybe it's just Whitebeard's devil fruit. He was not using his Naganata. Maybe Whitebeard noticed something. That's why he did not use the Naganata. Or it was thrown back by the impact. I don't know. He can use his devil fruit with the Naganata. We see Zebek running towards his his family. They're trying to stop him. As we know, Koma appears, and that's that. Is there anything else to add in this chapter? Koma the goat, Zebek, dragon. They're all men. You got to see these chapters for an individual for each person. Like Koma alone, you see how his story goes. Dragon, you see how his story goes. Zebek is, of course, the focus here. Like, by the way, this is all in Herald's flashback. Like, there is not Herald. So maybe is Herald gonna appear? Maybe he's gonna help Roger and Garp. Mm, of course, we know. You see how Zebek's slash slices up the ship that was shooting at his family. Like, it was for sure gonna kill them. But then Koma steps up and saves the day. But there's an interesting part. The last page, we know Zebek probably used the voice of all things to talk with the Garp and Roger. Zunisha does that. Mominowski hears and he talks to Zunisha, probably through that as well. Luffy, when he was thrown off Onigashima, when he was drawing, he used that as well. So, in the upper page, Rox notices a haki. It's Garp and Roger shouting, "Bring it on, Rox." But then Emu, like, she's surprised and says Davy. What, like, what does, is that a reaction to the haki that Roger and Garp used? Is it something about Roger or Garp or the both together? Or is it that Davy, she's calling Rox Davy for some reason? Yes, maybe just the similarity for her. So just call it Davy. He notices that and he goes to there. Like he was not supposed to. That's why she's surprised. Okay. Like he was just ordered to kill everyone. But when they called him, he reacted. Like Rox reacted, not the demon. Not whoever he is. So maybe that's why she's surprised. Maybe it's something about Roger and Carp. We don't know. And it ends like that. It is so sad. It is so sad, bro. That's the end for Zebek, a legend. Maybe he's coming back, maybe he's not. People are saying, like, okay, this is going to be a good fight. We are gonna see this fight, but I doubt. We know Oda does not have time, or he thinks he does not have time. He's not going to show us. It's all of it's just going to be some slashes, and okay, that's what happened, and this is that. Maybe he's not even going to show us that Zebek dies. They say he died, and just that's it. Maybe there is something. I remember in maybe in an SBS or they just was talking on some interview. I didn't remember. He once said that there is a legend that's gonna be a stepping, no, a big wall for Straw Hats. Maybe it's Zebek, but like, why would Zebek do that? Zebek is, you know, maybe he's interested in the Joy Boy. That's why, as Kaido was. I don't know. He might come back. His soul might be with Blackbeard. As I told you, the teeth. Might put some pictures. You can check it out. There is many theories about that as well. That's it. The end of 1164. What's gonna happen next? Few few clashes. That's end of it. We skip to Harold. Harold hearing the news. He's gonna be surprised. Like, how? Why would Zebek do that? Zebek would not do that. He's gonna be suspicious of the world government. Maybe he meets up with Garp or Roger. They tell him the story. Does Dragon know about this? Whitebeard for sure was told. I don't think the next chapter is gonna be anything hype like this. It's just gonna be ending the flashback and going next. But bro, imagine Luffy's hearing the story, like he's midway through the story and he says, "Okay, gang, screw Roger, we are Rizibek gang now." But then he hears about how six of these people punched Emo and did nothing, and he's like, "Bro, why I am the chosen one? Like, you want me to do something? It's gonna be. I don't know how he's gonna survive it. People are saying like Emo's power works only on people on their own homeland. I don't want that to happen. That sounds so stupid. Like, Domi reverse just works in your own homeland. We're gonna see that if one of the Straw Hats gets Domi reversed, I think it's probably a factor to anger, maybe some evilness in you, his darkness inside. If it works, one of the Straw Hats, or which would be way emotional. If it works on Soul, if it works on Soul, it's gonna be way better. All right, that's it. See you.